A warm good morning to all of you. It gives me immense pleasure to introduce myself as Dr. Joshua Samuel Raj, a professor in the Department of Information Science and Engineering. I would like to welcome you all as you are coming from your first year, you're moving from your first year to second year. I would like to welcome you all to the Department of Information Science and Engineering. And I'm happy to tell you that I'll be handling the course Data Structures and Applications 18 CS 32 for this semester. Okay. So when you look at data structures, it is one of a very important course that you will have to put your mind on. It is the only paper with 4 credit in the third semester, and it will give you an insight into what is data, how you're going to process or how you're going to arrange that data, and how that data can be retrieved, and what is the best mechanism to store the data. Okay. In short, your data structure is arranged in such a manner that it will suit for a specific purpose. When we talk about data structures, we are not talking about int, we are not talking about float. It is a customized data structure that as we move forward, we will understand what is the term of customization. And when you talk about data, you should understand that a lot of data is being generated every day. For instance, you yourself might have a Google login, you may have a Paytm login, you may have a bank account login, you may have a Facebook login, you may have a Twitter login. You may log in multiple times a day, you may log in multiple times in a session. So the data has to be recorded, the data has to be processed. For example, you might want to know how many continuous sessions you have been doing. You might want to retrieve some data as to what point of time you have done it. And all these things have to be stored in a specific or a required format. And this is what data structures will lighten you up. Okay. So before we move into the data structures, we should know why do we need actually data structure. Okay. So you should understand that each data structure allows data to be stored in a specific manner. A most common data structure that you all will be familiar will be array. Okay. So because array is a built-in data structure in most of the general purpose programming languages. Okay. Keep it aside. We have a lot of other data structures. We will get into it. Right. And data structure also must provide for efficient data search and retrieval. Okay. So in addition to it, there are specific data structures which are decided to work for specific problems. For example, the number of jobs that can be submitted to a printer, right? I may be at a printer A, I may be at a system A, you may be at a system B, and we both may be having a common printer, and the person first who schedules a job that will be printed. So it is on a first come first serve basis, which is a specific problem. Okay. So for that they have a specific data structure such as queues. Okay. And again, it allows to manage large amount of data such as large databases and indexing services. When I come here, there is a point called as hash table. We all will be familiar with a term called dictionary. Say for example, I want to search a word called as data. So what do? Immediately you move to the page with D, and then you see is it having DA and then DAT. But remember, if you do not have any such concept, any word can be any word anywhere in the dictionary. It will be insane for you to find a particular word, and it will be at a huge level of frustration. Okay, so that is why we need data structures. And now, when we look at the objective, it is to solve problems using data structures, and we have many data structures such as lists, stacks, queues, hash tables, binary trees, heaps, binary search trees, and graphs, and writing programs for this solution. So our concept of data structure, it's full and full a conceptual subject for you. You will learn a lot of concepts where you can carry on these concepts and move forward to implement them in a better perspective. Okay, so it all comes around to your programming skill set. So you are better equipped with data structure, you will always have an efficient program. Understand the term efficient program. A better knowledge of data structure will help you become an efficient programmer, will help you assist efficient programs. Okay, so that efficiency is what you contemplate on that data structure. Okay, so I just want to have want you to have a wide brief of what are the structures we have. So I'm sure you know this array data structure, you would have visualized it. So it's just an array where it is a fixed size. You index it from the lower bound to upper bound, that is from 0 to 8. Okay, and a of 0 is having a value 7 here, a of 2 is having a value 6 here. Okay, so here whenever you want to insert, you need lot movements. Whenever you want to delete, you might have some holes which you need to cover up. So this is just in short an array. We will learn the advantages, disadvantages, where it can be implemented, how efficient it can be implemented, what is its time complexity, what is its storage complexity. All these things we will move further deep when we go into the subject. I just wanted you to have an overview. Okay, again, if you see a stack, we are all familiar with this. We as kids, we would have definitely played with this. Okay, so it is just like the first ring that goes in will be the last ring that you will be able to take it out. So more technically we say it is last in, first out. Okay, so this is just like a stack, and if you ponder carefully, you can understand that for you to go back in browsers, you will be using this stack concept. Okay, fine. So it is just a stack. And the next thing I want to portray in front of you is the queue. So we all, when we were kids, we used to stand in line to get tickets to watch a movie rather than how you do it now in online. Okay, so this is another queue visualization. It handles specific problem. It's a specific data structure. Okay, and then again linked list. We talk about memory efficiency, reduction in terms of unnecessary usage of memory. Okay, so this is something called as a sequential access rather than the random access in arrays. Okay, it's a very interesting concept, and we'll be looking more detail in it as we get into this subject. Then again, a tree visualization. This is something that talks about the hierarchy, the grandfather, father, child, grandson relationship. Okay, so in short, where can trees be used? They can be used when you want to take any decision. So this is something that comes up with machine learning. So a tree, you will have a complete understanding of what is tree. Okay, and then we have the graph. So we are all familiar with graph now because we always want to find the shortest distance. We go to Google Map, we try to find between the city A and city B how we can travel, all these things. This is actually escalated on the graph concept. Okay, so we'll go much in detail into it in the subject. And then there are various operations can be done. Okay, like traversing, you read whatever is in a record. Searching, you want to find whether a particular data is available in an array or not. You want to insert a particular record or a data. You want to delete a particular record or a data. Again, if you have 5 numbers, you can sort them. You can either sort them in ascending order or descending order, whatever it be, right? And again, you can merge 2 or 3 arrays. Okay, so we have 5 modules in our subject. Okay, I'll just brief you through those 5 modules. In module 1, we'll be talking about the data structure and overview, right? And we'll be classifications, their primitive and non-primitive data types, and we'll be also talking about dynamically allocated arrays. We'll also talk in detail about arrays, and we'll have a detailed discussion on strings. Okay, this is actually a sum up of your module 1. In module 2, you will be dealing with specific data structures such as stacks and queues. You will talk about what is the definition of stack, what are the operations you can do with it, the implementations of it, the advantages or the applications. Okay, and again in queues, the same. You talk about what is a queue, how can you represent it, what are the varieties of queue, right? And what are the practical problems you can address. Okay, in module 3, we go into a depth of linked list. We cover linked list in depth, where we talk about its variants of such as double linked list, circle linked list, and we also talk about its applications in terms of sparse matrix and polynomial representations. Okay, in module 4, we come to the interesting topic of trees, where we talk about its terminologies. We study a limit on binary trees and the properties of binary trees. We also talk, and we don't have this AVL tree and splay trees in our syllabus. However, if you're interested, you can go along with it. It's a very nice extension of this trees topic. The last module, we'll be talking about graphs, right? And we'll be talking about hashing with addition to the files and their organization. In short, we have covered this 5 modules, and let me tell you, it's a very interesting subject. It is a very, very interesting conceptual subject. Okay, to just brief to you about the real life applications, as we already discussed as we were going through the various data structures. We talked about the stack being used to implement back functionality in browsers, the queue in terms of submission of print jobs to printers, okay, the shortest path using graphs, and you can also Google distance between 2 points and decision taking in terms of trees with respect to machine learning algorithms. Okay, so I have briefed you on the various concepts that we will be going throughout this entire semester, and I know you will have a lot of expectations from me. Please feel free to let me know your expectations. Few expectations that I request from your end is I will be sharing some videos. I want you to watch them and come so that you will have a better understanding of the concept. Okay, because as we roll on from concept to concept, you need to ensure that you have understood the previous concept, because I don't want you to go on a long run and snowball things without understanding anything. Okay, again, complete assignments on time as late as submission are penalized in terms of marks. Understand, penalization is not my interest. Okay, it is just that you are given a deadline and you are requested to do the deadline. Okay, you should always understand the concept and move forward. Be regular in online classes and respond when you are asked a question. Feel comfortable to ask your doubts and get it cleared rather than snowballing it. Okay, thank you very much, and I'm sure you will enjoy this data structure session as we go.